Gentlemen, ladies, and anyone in between, I welcome you all. And today we're going to be talking about a reel that kind of came out to little or no fanfare because the Stella FJ and the Bantam MGL literally stole the show. And I'm kind of scratching my head as to what the purpose of this reel is. It's priced about 15% cheaper than the Sustain, and it's a little bit more than the FK and CI4, yet it offers kind of a mix of the three, and it really doesn't make sense why it's priced the way it is, and blah, blah, blah. So this reel was just announced, and to give you a lowdown, it's a new Stradic that is offered in only two sizes. At least that's what we're seeing on the Japanese site so far. It comes in a 5,000 and a 4,000 size in two different gear ratios. If this reel comes stateside, I'm willing to bet we'll only see one of them. But what's nice to see is the PG make a comeback in the 5K size, which is significantly slower than that of the XG. Now, where does this reel differ from your standard Stradic? Well, in the US, we do have a 5,000 Stradic. It's not going to show up here on the Japanese site, but we do have it here in the States. And it really isn't all that different other than instead of Core Protect, they give it X Protect. And if you saw that video I just put out a couple days ago, on the left-hand side, we have the new and current Sustain. This uses what's called X Protect. And on the right, we have the Stradic CI4 Plus that uses Core Protect. X Protect is actually a bit more functional than what you're going to get out of Core Protect. But what I'm seeing when you compare the jargon and literature and yada, 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 is it really is an oddity where it is exactly that of a Stradic, only they gave it a different knob and carbon fiber drag washers and that X Protect. And they priced it up with the Sustain. Now, the Sustain, from what I understand, I have a 5,000 sitting right next to me, has a titanium bail wire, but it has a EVA knob, a titanium bail, 8 ball bearings, and the Stradic SW has 6 ball bearings. So where do you lose ball bearings when you go from the Sustain down to the Stradic? The ball bearings, I'm assuming, are missing in the handle knob, which there is one on the Sustain. And there is a pair of ball bearings underneath the spool, one in the spool, one on the spool shaft. And I'm assuming the Stradic SW is going to be getting a bushing down there. So those are your 2 ball bearings. Nothing really of any importance. However, the new Stradic SW has the standard Shimano bail, where they put the spring and the trip mechanism in the same side as the line roller, whereas on the Sustain, they went ahead and moved it over on this side, allowing them to kind of remove some weight and not have to add weight to counterbalance the line roller and all the junk over here. And additionally, it's no longer a Magnum Light rotor, which is their CI4 Plus. I'm assuming it's their standard, somewhat fancy plastic that they've been using in the Stradic and other reels for a while now. So on top of that, you do not get the what appears to be a titanium coated lip on the Sustain. You do not also get the EVA knob. You get a CI4 knob, which I'll tell you what, I like the knob here, which you'll see on some of the Twin Power reels, better than the EVA knob that you get on the Sustain. Now, is there anything else really that's any different? You get carbon fiber drag washers, which are found in the Sustain, which a lot of guys, especially down south, that use inshore reels of this size, like 4,000, 5,000, and they run into some drag burners on those small reels, will definitely appreciate the carbon fiber drag. But for the, what is it going to be, $70 upgrade? I mean, it's coming in, this is what 32,000 yen is. Right now the conversion. Now it's a little high because this is what the Sustain is supposed to be at, and it's about, $20 more. So than what it sells for in the States. So the yen, the global price versus the U.S. price is a little different, even when you factor in the yen conversion to U.S. dollar. So where is this new Stradic going to be priced at if it does come stateside? If it comes in at like 250 bucks, it may be actually no, at 250 bucks, if you want a 5,000 size Stradic, this is real to get, no doubt, hands down. 250 bucks, you're good. But once you get around 300 bucks, why are you going to get this versus the $310 Sustain? So if this price for this new Stradic SW is true, you'd be silly to get this over the Sustain, because for 20 bucks more, you get the titanium bale wire, you get the CI4 Plus rotor, and you get the titanium spool lip, which is, it's going to dent the same, but it does show fewer scratches, so you don't have to worry about shred and braid if it catches a nick on the rotor. Is it the big deal? I don't know. Additionally, we don't know if it has G-free, because in this list of little icon and things on the side of the box, it doesn't say G-free. Now, hear me out on this. If it's missing G-free, that could be a benefit. If you look on the inside, you'll see in the video I posted about the Core Protect versus X Protect, you can clearly see there's only one rod supporting the spool shaft. That seems to be something that is common in G-free reels until you get up to the $400 price range. Now, maybe if this does have a worm gear oscillation system and no G-free, you may have two rods supporting the main shaft. Not sure yet. It looks to share a very similar body to that of the Stradic. So we don't know if it's just a typo or just an accidental omission. But I'd like to see two rods supporting that main shaft. And other than that, I can't really see much of a difference. So if this reel comes to the States at 250 bucks, it's a no-brainer over the standard Stradic, because you don't have to worry about upgrading the carbon drag washers. It doesn't have that. I'm not a fan of the Shimano egg knobs. They're not that comfortable. Some guys love them. I'm not a fan. I do like this CI4 knob. It is very comfortable. I've used it on a Tranx and on a Twin Power. It's one of my favorite knobs. Actually, probably my favorite altogether. And everything else, you have your X Protect, which is, while not being waterproof, a significant improvement over Core Protect. It really is. Core Protect really doesn't do much to keep water from getting into the anti-reverse clutch. If water does splash up there, X Protect does. Now, I am very disappointed, however, to see that an SW reel, just like you have with the Socorro, has a SW badge, and it's not using X Shield. I was really hoping that when I saw this Stradic SW, it was going to have the same exact sealing that you would find in the Saragossa and Spheros. That is, to me, a big letdown. Up in the Northeast, we like to use our reels for wading stabs, or rods as wading stabs, and we dunk our reels and we take waves. We wade out 250 yards on flats, and when we're releasing fish, we'll dunk our reels. And it's a nice plus to have that level of sealing. The sealing in the Saragossa and Spheros is spectacular. They are dunkable. They don't advertise it as being dunkable, but we've dunked our reels and they haven't had an issue. And there are isolated issues. And again, Van Stalls have issues and Z-Basses have issues with water getting in. I had a main gear get a little rusty on my Z-Bass because water got in. So it's not perfect science. It's a fishing reel that's mass produced and blah, 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 blah. But with that being said, I really was hoping to see a perimeter gasket, some good sealing over here, and I was really hoping to see that X Shield, which is the dual-lipped seal with the grease barrier in between for the anti-reverse clutch. But alas, we are not getting that. Here it appears to be X Protect, which is that fancy washer, and we all know what that looks like if you watch the other video. If you dunk it, water's going to get up inside. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to put this out there because I haven't seen anybody discuss it. It was brought up on a forum the same day I discovered it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me put out a video, because sometimes forum posts don't reach everybody. And if you Google Stradic SW, you really don't come up with much. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and check out the other crap I have on my channel. I tend to do things a little bit differently, and it goes without saying, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you very much, tight lines, and I will see you soon.